All right, look, it's Brooke. I think the recording is in progress, Brooke. You got to wave. You're on camera. Say hi, everybody. And let's see, I'm going to share the screen. Look, there's Mama. Hey, how's it going, Poopster?
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can. I'm going to try to find my AirPods. Hold on one sec.
Yep, no worries.
All right, got my AirPods in. Is that a little better?
I think you're all good.
Yeah, I got to change the settings here on Zoom though, I think. All right, say something now.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
All right, cool. Yeah, now it's coming through my AirPods. And is the screen share going?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, cool. All right, well, we are recording. I was gonna wait a few more minutes to see if anybody else was gonna hop in. It's if this is gonna be the three of us, it'll be a light work group. And so hopefully we can make through this pretty quick. Did you see the GitHub that I made here today, Poopster?
I haven't had a chance to actually take a look unless you made one, but I haven't.
Yeah, let me see if
Haven't
I
dug
can
through
find it.
anything.
I think I put it in this announcement. Yeah, right here. So I created this to give us a landing page for the project. And the biggest thing is on this is joining the project team on HeroX. And there's a link down here. And let's see, I'll post that in the Discord too. Because this gives us like some social proof on the HeroX, kind of like what we had with Gitcoin, you know what I mean? Yeah, here's that page currently. So this is the software, no, actually the hardware page, and then the software that I've got over here. And let's see, here's the working group for TokenTown under and I'm going to throw a screenshot in here to see if we get. All right, are you at a good time, Tyler, to frame the video so that we can start recording this? I guess technically I'm already recording, but that's just planning on hopping this front part off.
Yeah, I'm good.
So what I was wanting to do is kind of try to do a real quick stage intro for the video, give everybody the opportunity, like a 30-second, 60-second, pretty quick introduction. And then we can kind of jump into the meat and potatoes of the agenda here today. Sound good?
Yeah, great.
And I will start with the introduction, kick it over to Tyler, and then you can kick it over to Poopster, and then circle back to me, and then we can start with the working group. Sound good, everybody? All right, we're about 10 minutes after 3 here. Hello, everyone. This is Yonks with REtoken DAO, and welcome to TokenTown. And you might be asking, what is TokenTown? So, and I actually have on here the HeroX challenge that we as REtoken are going to be submitting. So as you can see here, TokenTown by REtoken DAO. TokenTown is a solution for the global affordable housing crisis. It's a next-gen HOA governed by a DAO, and it will be capitalized using security tokens and primarily include net positive energy housing using American-made solar projects. And then with the extra energy generated, we'll be utilizing that for powering crypto mining operations. So my name is Yonks, and one of the things that I'm very passionate about as a serial entrepreneur is creating win-win-win situations. And one of the reasons that we got here today is that I got encouraged to make the vision for Crypto House bigger. And within TokenTown, we're wanting to have a whole subdivision of crypto houses. And again, using American-made solar projects. And we're super excited to be submitting here on the American-made challenges contest here through HeroX. We're going to be putting together a submission for TokenTown on both the hardware track and over here on the software track. And we are currently accepting teammates. So join the winning team, REtoken DAO. We were recently awarded the Gitcoin Decentralized Governance Hackathon Grand Prize recently as of here in September 2020, literally just a week or so ago. So, and I saw Dax joined us here. We're just doing a quick introduction, Dax. I'm going to kick it over to Tyler, then to Poopster, and then Poopster, you can kick it to Dax, and then we'll circle back and jump into the meat and potatoes. But over to the most amazing person in my life, Tyler, over to you.
Thanks, Jason. I am Tyler Yonker, aka Mrs. Yonks, and super passionate about making the real estate market flatter, more transparent, more affordable, more accessible, and just helping do what we can to solve the affordable housing crisis. So our thought on that was to make the rent lower through crypto and to increase the use of solar to provide the energy to run everything. So we think it's a win-win for people, for the environment, for communities, and we're just really excited to be part of this thing.
Thanks for that, Tyler. Are you available, Poopster?
I'm having some audio issues, I think. My name is Jeff. I've been working in DeFi for a couple years now, and just recently got involved here, excuse me, with REtoken, and really excited to help out any way I can. And just learning more about real estate. But like I said, I have a little bit of a background in the cryptocurrency and decentralized finance industry.
Thanks, Poopster. Over to you, Dax.
Hi, Jason. How are you guys doing today?
Very good. If you'd like to do a quick intro, that would be great. Otherwise, we'll jump into the working group.
I am Dax. I've been coming to this group many meetings. Anyways, I am an investor. I am a realtor as well, and I do have IT background. I've been in the space, in the crypto space, for a long time, but recently I started to really dive into this whole space, crypto space, especially with the blockchain technology in combination with the real estate. That's how I kind of got into this thing. And I was talking to Teresa long back ago, and she was telling me, "Oh, we have a DAO group, REtoken," and she was talking about all these things. So I was super excited. Okay, you know what? Let me, can you send me more information? I'd like to, participate, join, and contribute as well. So and that's how it got all started. I'm here today, and I'm excited to be part of this group. And I cannot wait to contribute and move forward with our goal. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that, Dax. And I see that we have somebody dialing in. If you would like to introduce yourself, I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Otherwise, we'll hop into the working group here. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So this is a page that I made over here. Hopefully everybody's seen this, and I was showing the project page or the team page that we have here on Hero X for the Solar Prize round 5, and that's right here on Join the Winning Team. And we're saying join the winning team because, as I mentioned just a bit ago, we did win the Gitcoin Decentralized Governance grand prize on a recent hackathon, and we're expecting to continue that winning tradition here on our submission for TokenTown. And super excited, I'm looking forward to making a video talking about TokenTown, the HOA Destroyer. So one of the things that we've got here in this is our execution strategy. And everybody that's on the working group, just full disclosure here, recording this, we are planning on uploading this to YouTube. We really believe that when we win this challenge and when we build TokenTown, that this will be one of the most epic crowdfunding stories ever launched here, because we believe that this is something that can absolutely be a solution for the global affordable housing crisis. So just going through the list here, and one thing that's worthwhile, I would encourage everybody here, just so that you feel more confident with the execution strategy, and then also so that you can more confidently contribute ideas, is be aware of the rules that exist. So the rules are broken down. I've got a very easy link to the hardware and the software track. I'm going to go ahead and open up the hardware track in another tab, because I wanted to scroll down over here, because what we're working on right now is the big deadline that we're working towards is October 5th. And we're really wanting to have this finalized by October 4th. And over here, it's on, we're doing the ready. And this is a 3-staged contest: ready, set, and go. And again, we are planning on creating submissions on both the hardware and the software page. And over here, this is the screenshot that I included. This is page 16 in the hardware. I'm not sure what it is in the software. Let's take a look real quick. Open up the software track in another tab over here. I'd be surprised if it's not pretty close to the same page. Let's see. So that was page 16, ready contest rules. And similar dynamic. Ready is on page 19 here in the software track, and you can see it's almost an identical, not quite the same, but pretty close to the same. And I did include that in this here. This is the one for the hardware track, and I might update this just because there is a slight variation. But one of the things, again, we're wanting to break this down into two submissions. Hardware is anything that's related to the construction of the city. I mean, like whether that's, the building, like one of the contacts that Tyler and I met at the Opportunity Zone Expo that is very geographic. And it is worth mentioning here that we are targeting TokenTown. The first one is going to be in Colorado, and that's just due to geographic proximity for Tyler and I. And I'm actually, right here, see, I got the Colorado shirt on here, Colorado. So we're targeting an opportunity zone in Colorado for this. And right now the conversations are very preliminary. So the big one to make note of here, and this is something that I'm hoping that we can create some action items within this working group, is creating a TokenTown NFT launch party. And as you can see, today is September 27th, and I'm hoping to get this TokenTown NFT launch party all finalized where we can go live with it on Friday, October 1st. So what is the idea that I have for the TokenTown NFT launch party? So one of the things that I think that will be ideal, and open for some ideas, but really I'm loving the tokenized Web3 community that we're creating here within REtoken DAO. I'm actually going to open up a new tab. This is actually a proposal that I just finished up that we ran through our voting process. And I'm going to go here over to Discord. This is one of the things that we've got, POAPs. POAPs are fun. Proof of Attendance Protocol. It's like a little badge of merit, if you will. Bookmark of life is what they're commonly referred to. And in here, in our Discord, here is the thread that we've got for the working group tonight. And over here, the tokenomics distribution or treasury distribution proposal is what I was wanting to show. And where I was going with that is really enjoying the tokenized community. And really, that's one of the two things. So we've got the NFT launch party that I'm talking about here for TokenTown. That's going to be one measure of governance. And Tyler and I have some personal experience as a founding citizen with City DAO. And I've got their snapshot. I think I actually need to. I'm having trouble hearing you. Oh, sorry, Siri. My watch was picking me up there. So here is City DAO. This is something that Tyler and I are founding citizens of. They're looking to deploy a parcel here fairly quickly or buy a parcel. We bought our founding citizen NFT there for 2.25 ETH and wanting to do something similar, not quite the same, wanting to do more of a hybrid governance mechanism with TokenTown. And that might be actually something that we set up here today. We've got some personal experience. Those of you that went through, that was one of the things that we completed. And I'm actually showing you the snapshot portal here. And this is one of the treasury distribution proposals. So this is one of the ways that we reward participants is participating. Like one of the things that we are putting forward for everybody that participates in these TokenTown working groups, we're going to do 50 REtokens is the proposal for the 2-hour working group, and probably do something pretty similar with the TokenTown Colorado DAO. So I did obtain ENS for TokenTown DAO.eth, and that's one of the requirements for setting that up. So I was thinking that that might even be something that we just knock out here today, or maybe in a working group tomorrow, with the anticipation of integrating that for so that we can reward not only for people that are participating here, because a lot of the efforts are going to dual purpose. I mean, there'll definitely be some conversations specifically related to TokenTown, the DAO, and that will really, we're going to have some weighted mechanism where the NFTs will, you know, because that's got some substantial skin in the game. One of the things that we're talking about for that is doing 1 Ethereum, capping it at 32 people on this first round for the TokenTown. And one of the things that I believe that that will provide is it'll provide some proof of concept to the validity of this project and really add some solid weight. Now, the thing that will be interesting to see is if we can get how many of these 32 founding citizen NFTs that we can sell between the 1st of October and the 5th of October. So we'll see what kind of momentum that we can create in a very short period of time. But that's kind of the thoughts that I had with this important bullet point right over here. So this is the, and I don't know if everybody's had a chance to look through this. It's kind of, I was just making this execution strategy based upon some logical steps. Like right now, this is the first working group. And we've got a pretty intense schedule here. And if anybody's not able to participate, we are recording these. And one of the things that I'm hoping that we can do is the potential solutions partners here over the next week or so. And I'm sure that this will not be the end of these working groups, because this is really just the start of this, because this is assuming that we win this first round. This is the first of 3 stages: ready, set, and then go. And there's an increasing amount of prize for going through those. One other thing that I did want to bring forward here is that there's another opportunity for people to participate, and it's this virtual crowdfunding summit. And I'm gonna link this here. This is actually something that I registered here for today. I also upgraded to the VIP pass. And then also I applied for the product pitch competition at the crowdfunding or the crowdfundedsummit.com. And I'll put a link over here in the working group. Here is the crowd-funded summit speaking about on today's Zoom, and put a link here to the right there for that. So it'll be interesting to see. The upgrade was only $50. Be a spectacular opportunity to practice the pitch for TokenTown. So I want to pause. I've been doing a lot of talking here, and I would like to give anybody the opportunity to ask any questions, and then we'll continue on.
Hey, Jason, could you talk a little bit more about how we can promote founding citizenships and what that opportunity looks like, how to get people interested in it, and what that looks like once they are interested in it?
Yeah, that's a great, I'm really hoping to get mirror access, mirror.xyz. I don't know if I've been trying to get some people on the Right Race. This is like a weekly competition that exists. It's a very limited window, but they do have a crowdfunding platform. And as far as the NFT, that's definitely something that we, and whether that's me or somebody else wants to take that as an action item, that might be a bonus opportunity to earn some retokens. And that's actually one of the things that I want to talk about over here. Is I'm gonna show the Trello board. This is our public Trello board. This is the main tool that we use for task management. And like one of the things that I was just showing over here on our snapshot is our weekly treasury distribution proposal. And like here on tasks to earn retokens, let's see, we could create a new task to research NFT crowdfunding vehicles. So, and that would be something that I think would be worth like 25 to 50 retokens or something like that. Just to kind of, so everybody knows, if it's not pretty apparent, we're utilizing about 1 hour of time equals about 25 retokens. And that's just something that the more that we can be consistently rewarding, like we've had multiple working groups. We had the tokenomics working groups. We've had the hackathon working groups. Now we've got the TokenTown working groups, and 2 hour working group, 50 retokens. I really feel that the 2 hour cap is about my limit personally, especially when getting into some kind of some intense topics like the working groups. And this won't be quite as intense for me because not really getting in and doing some of the coding, but well, let's throw this out here. So what does everybody think about that? Would somebody like to take this on as a action item? And this is something that I think that we could potentially reward 1 or 2 people for. And, you know, I would be, like I said, open to, you know, if somebody did a lot of research and it was like spectacular, say, man, that was awesome, you get a bonus of 50, or otherwise, I think an hour or 2 would be fair for 25 or 50. What does everybody think? Or does somebody want to take this as a little assignment between now and tomorrow? Well, we can come back to that. I'm putting it on the list. So as you can see here, this go ahead. I see somebody was going to chime in.
Yeah, just can you elaborate on that? I'm trying to see when you say crowdfunding vehicles, what do you mean by that? Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the framework that we're operating in here, and we might be able to do it on Coinbase. Like I don't really know. Like the goal is to have an NFT that represents the founding citizen, and there's two components to this. One is the person that will, you know, do the art for the NFT, but the main thing is the utility that it provides, and that's not something that I like. Coinbase. Let me open up a new tab here. Coinbase is our social token platform. And I'll just kick it down here to, since this is a REtoken DAO project, here is REtoken DAO's platform. We minted REtoken and the DAO hack, my sister project here, and will likely mint the social token for TokenTown Colorado on that, and that might even be something that we do today. I'll probably curb that till tomorrow because I don't even think I've created a crypto wallet, and I wanted to keep this more on track for kind of just planning the attack, if you will, here as far as the execution strategy. But the thought here, Dax, is like, I don't know if we have the capability, like just let me go back to the main port. So like here is mint, and we that's for a token. Let's like learn. There's an opportunity to, and I don't know if it's live here on Coinbase yet or not. So like, what's the other one? Nifty Inc. I don't know. Yeah, I think Nifty Inc. And again, the goal is to just have a vehicle for minting. The quantity we're wanting is 32, and like, I don't know what the smart contracts capabilities are. Some of that may depend on what the conversation looks like with the artist. But just some type of vehicle that we can use, like Mirror is a super popular one. Like here, let me go to the DAO hack. This was a just in general that Lynn posted this the other day of a crowdfunding article, and I'll post it here on our the same article on our Discord in the working groups at DAX. Here is an example of a NFT crowdfunding article on mirror.xyz. So this is an example. It's a pretty good one. They have raised 18 Ethereum via this. Now the trick is here, we don't have mirror access. I'm definitely wanting, I've been throwing my hat in the mirror race, the right race, and don't have the access to that. So whether we need that here for October 1st or not, or if we could do something else, you know, that's kind of the purpose of this task that we just created over here. And this is just to kind of go off on a tangent. This is just how I want, because real quick too, I do want to take a pause because and recognize Poopster and Blurs isn't with us right now, but I did throw this back in there and talk to both Blurs Day and Poopster yesterday when we were on the core team planning session, and overwhelmingly everybody said, yes, that's a great idea. So I'm going to go ahead and make that promotion here. So thank you, Poopster, and thank you, Blurs, for all that you are contributing. I'm going to go ahead and bump you up to the core team. Right now, that's a Discord role, but it does have like increasing expectations. One of the things that Blurs asked yesterday is, I would really like to see people participating in ideally 3 of the 4 core team planning sessions. That's really where I want the most contributions, because that's where we as a core team are going to be coming together. Now, you know, I understand that everybody has real life going on and stuff like that. And like the working groups, that's, you know, participate in what you're able to participate in. So again, congratulations, Poopster and Blurs, for all that you guys are doing so far. And I'm going to make that promotion here to you guys in Discord so you get access to the back channel. Look at this. Core team, Blurs Day, core team. And another opportunity, I'm going to go ahead and create this too, is if anybody is a fan of the Discord, one of the opportunities, we've got this Collabland bot, and I would really like to start creating some channels, like just having the Discord role that automatically denotes somebody if they're a REtoken holder. Like I sent out this announcement to vote on these proposals. Instead of sending it to everyone like I did here, we should have a Discord role that's like a REtoken holders, and that's one of the things that the Collabland bot can do. So I'm going to go ahead and add another one. Set up collab land bot to recognize REtoken holders. And that was a very long sidetrack to the original question. So hopefully I answered that, Dax. If I didn't and wanted to recognize the bump up Hoopster and Blurs for all that they've been contributing. So thank you guys. And did I answer your question, Dax?
Yes, you did. I'm going to continue to, read the article that you posted, and I'll try to take that task as well.
Okay.
See what I can come up with. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would be great, and I'll leave you up to your own vices for how to organize this. I mean, one of the ways that I got good at, I just accidentally added myself. I actually don't want this. Want this as a card. So that's one of the ways that I actually learned Markdown really well, is that the Trello supports just Markdown codes, like the proposal that I just submitted here for the weekly treasury distribution. I mean, I just copied straight from the card here, the Markdown language, into Snapshot, and it looked all nice and pretty. Similar type of dynamic with the what's it called? The create the initial README, that one that we have on GitHub over here, wherever it was. This one right here.
Nice.
Yeah. So I just drafted that primarily all in a Trello card, and then did some finishing touches on it this morning when I published this README file here on GitHub. So the goal here, and going back to our exit strategy, is I'm really wanting to create a shorter video, and this would be a good opportunity because there's a high degree of possibility that I could potentially use a section of this for our final submission requirements. One of the tools that I have enjoyed using, I haven't used it on my new Mac Mini with the Apple M1 chipset here that I'm on right now, but it's a product called Camtasia from TechSmith. Like you've probably all seen a lot of my screenshots. I'm a huge, that's where I do like the POAPs and stuff. Like where's that at? Like here's the POAP for the first proposal POAP right here. So I just do all of this in Snagit. So anyway, little tools tangent there. So going back here on besides the working group, so we're also going to have the community call coming up on Wednesday, and there's still an opportunity for another co-host on that. And if anybody wants to volunteer on that, if not, I'll curb that till bring it up again tomorrow. So how's everybody feeling about the frequency and the intensity of these working groups? Is that seeming okay? If I might have to pull back myself if I'm getting too overwhelmed, but if somebody else wants to step in and lead that, one of the proposals that I'm putting forward is a bonus 25 REtokens for whoever is hosting the call, just to throw a little extra REtoken bonus in there, because it is extra work hosting than it is just participating.
I think the frequency is fine as long as there are always lots of action steps so that we know from working group to working group where we are in the project. And that's probably going to determine, is everybody feel like there's enough work to do, or there's too much, or there's plenty of time, or there's not enough time. That's probably more the question than the frequency.
And I'll echo that, and that's kind of what I put this note in here, that we may not need all 6 of these working groups. And the goal, so we've got the overview page, and I haven't created it yet, but I would really like to just have a page, probably just one page, where it makes it easier, because like going back down here to what we're actually the final submission package. So the big thing is the 90-second video, and that will of course be on both the REtoken DAO YouTube, and we're also going to create a TokenTown DAO YouTube. I'm not exactly sure what the difference is between this cover page content and the one-page summary PowerPoint, and kind of the thoughts are, these are, I would say, kind of like a one-pager. And was looking over here on, and this might be a project that we actually put in on the hardware side of things, because this is a really cool project that provides a VPN solution. And when we're looking at deploying like technology, and we're really looking to make a very tech forward community, having free VPN access through this distributed open VPN, I thought sounded pretty cool. So that might be something that we put into the and work on getting a letter of support or letter of commitment over here on the hardware lane. So just kind of going back here, the biggest thing that we need is the narrative, and that's what I think would be well drafted in the GitHub on a page, and that's something that I think that we could create here today, and maybe we should just do that right now. Should we just call it narrative? What do you all think?
Sounds good to me.
Let's do it.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, because the more that we can get done instead of just talking about doing stuff, that's what we need to do, in my opinion. Oh, one other thing here, and this is another opportunity that's coming up tomorrow. And sorry for the short notice. This has been something that was on my radar. It is a free event, and this is actually something that I'm planning on buying the Whale VIP pass for. And this is, again, tomorrow. It's and one of the reasons that I'm personally wanting to buy the Whale VIP access is because I think that this is a format, like one of the things that we have on our roadmap, and I'm going to actually go off on a tangent here real quick, go to Trello and open up. This is our public Trello board. We also have a roadmap that's available publicly as well too. And since I'm talking about a roadmap item, I felt that this would be a good opportunity to go on that tangent. And over here is right here, Q1 2022. This is, I think, the big opportunity to generate a revenue for REtoken, but more importantly, create a quality event. Because like one of the things, the Digital Assets and Securities Conference and the 3-day summit there, that information was absolutely invaluable. And the connections that I made were equally as invaluable. But one of the challenges with it, was the barrier of entry was like $1,250 plus a trip to Austin, Texas. Now, I can't remember if they had a virtual component to that. And I think that that's a huge opportunity that we have to do a similar type of a dynamic here for real estate tokenization is, and I've got that there, create NFT event tickets in a similar manner to the one that I just showed you over here on Crowd Create. And losing track of the tab, but here it is, Crowd Create. So, and you get a surprise NFT, full recording of the event, and whether it needs to be that or maybe a 2-step, either way. And again, just kind of planting the seed for everybody to kind of think in the back of their mind, wanting to stay on focus here for the next 8 days. We don't have that long, everybody, to really, because I believe that we can put forward a solution. Because like the thing, I've really been having fun with calling TokenTown the HOA Destroyer. That's been really resonating with people, because people are like, they're like, oh, what does that mean? Or they want to know more. They can't wait to know more about the HOA Destroyer. So gonna have fun with that video and telling that story. So anyway, circling back to the agenda here, TokenTown, the HOA Destroyer, a DAO net positive energy community. So the other biggest opportunity that we have here is to be brainstorming solutions partners. And I started doing, and I don't think that I was doing this on a public Trello board. Let me see if I've got it on. I think I was doing it on this one. I thought about moving this over to, and I probably will, but this was just me throwing down some markup code here as far as some potential opportunities here. So Mosaic Housing, this is somebody, I think I've got a card on my, yeah, right here. I don't know if you can see it. Mosaic Housing. See, this is somebody I met. I was actually just texting the guy. This is somebody that's based in Denver, and Mosaic Housing, they're bringing on, I think they're, and I'll just do a Google real quick here. because I don't even know if I had their URL. So they're doing something cool with the, they have a modular construction outfit, and have a project. We met, they had a booth at the Denver Opportunity Zone Expo. And again, this is just another opportunity that we have to deploy affordable housing in a much more affordable and efficient manner. So I'll throw a link in the, what's it called? Over here in the Discord for TokenTown. So here is an example of a potential solutions partner for the hardware track. And the more that we can get, and we don't have to have all of these dynamics finalized for this initial submission. And like one of the things, and I'll see if I can find it over here. So right here on the what to submit, this is the hardware track, page 16, letters of commitment or support optional. So the more that we can make a solid, well thought out project, potentially start getting some of these letters of commitment and support, and it may be a process. Like when I was looking at the dates on this, it looked like that they might not have the winner finalized by sometime in December. So I don't exactly know what the time frame is going to look like on this contest. And again, the more stuff that we can have lined up or just start having those conversations, the better. So that's really one of the things that I'm hoping that everybody can start thinking of, because I don't want this to just me like, hey, let's Yonks has got all the great ideas and his ideas are the only ones that matter. I want this to really be open. And, you know, like you had a really good one the other day, Poopster, as far as like the crypto house, like the yield farming. And that's a little down the road as far, because we don't have any assets, but like one of the things when we start stalling these NFTs, we're going to have 32 Ethereum, because like one of the dynamics that I would really like to create is an easy exit. So like that might be something, and I can't remember what is it called, like rage quit? Does somebody know what that means in the DAO world? Like when you rage quit and then you get your money back or something? I can't remember if it's a DAO house thing, rage quit. So yeah, right here. Rage quit allows a member or loot holder of the DAO to leave with all or part of their share of the tokens. So that's a dynamic that I think that would be pretty easy for us to set up in TokenTown. So with the people that have the skin in the game, and we're wanting to make this as easy as possible. At the end of the day, we're really hoping that these 32 people in this founding citizen dynamic of TokenTown will, like, Tyler and I personally want to have a parcel in TokenTown crypto house that we can live in. I mean, we're very personally motivated by this project. Besides, we just believe that it's a solid solution for the affordable housing epidemic or crisis. So anyway, that was kind of a long rant or ramble. Want to open it back up. I'm going to go back to the requirements or the execution strategy over here real quick and open it up for thoughts just on the general execution strategy, what we've been talking about. Kind of been all over the place, but I think that just working towards this final, the submission package, and the more that we can do, like while I'm not talking, which I'm going to not talk now, I'm going to start working on creating that narrative page on GitHub here.
Hey, Dax, Poopster, and whoever's on the phone, how do you guys feel about the 32 initial founding citizens and the initial parcel being in Colorado? And sorry for the random 4-month-old rabbles in the background. What do you guys think about what we're doing so far on that?
Sure, it sounds like a great way to start, and I think it's a good way to kind of gauge interest from people. I think it'll probably fill up pretty quickly. I think there's several people that are interested, so I think it's a great way to kind of represent what we're doing.
Any
Jackson, do
other
you have any
thoughts?
thoughts on that?
Oh, I was going to say, so down the road, it could be expanded. Is that, am I understanding correctly? Not only just to Denver, it can be, you know,
Oh yeah,
to all
absolutely,
the way to
Dax.
Philadelphia or Florida or California or anywhere in the world, right? Is that true?
Absolutely. Like, and that's one of the things that I think that we have the unique opportunity is to take like because we're not just talking about a neighborhood here, we're talking about the technology and bringing all the pieces together. And I think one of besides just the larger scale, like full-blown neighborhood that we're talking about, the biggest opportunity here isn't necessarily with that, but the crypto house, just like one of the buildings within TokenTown. I'm really hoping that there's solid enough revenue model from Crypto House to potentially like just bulldoze or scrape a legacy house in any neighborhood in any city and build this next gen crypto house in like some of the most desirable neighborhoods, or potentially like one of the conversations that we were having at lunch at DAO Day in Wyoming is like, with what we're doing with the capital within this opportunity as far as the tokenizing of projects, the opportunity to potentially just be able to raise money through this security token dynamic and then acquire existing buildings and change them from a legacy dynamic to like crypto house skyrise or whatever we wanted to call it, you know, like I think that that's the real opportunity in this. And then the opportunity to truly like make it a lean entity or a community driven dynamic. And that's the thing, that when people are economically incentivized because they're actual owners in a building instead of renters in a building, you know, and then it really, the possibilities I think are unlimited as far as the scope or scale. But yeah, we wanted to make this as a blueprint that can be deployed on a global basis. And I think that that's the real opportunity that we have with REtoken, the Real Estate DAO, is to provide frameworks like this and help people along the process. But then more importantly, we have the opportunity to create a network effect. Like imagine thousands of REtoken projects of what we could do. Like how easy would it be for us to just displace Airbnb, or like have home ownership completely reimagined? Like one of the conversations that I've regularly had with younger generations is that one of the reasons that they don't buy right now is that they want the flexibility of global travel. And that's the kind of opportunity that we can create with these tokenized communities through technology on a global basis.
Yeah, I totally agree. Actually, that's what I've been hearing too from the millennials. They're all talking about, I don't want like a glue to a particular area or development or a particular house and then staying there like a 10, 20 years or rest of their career or whatever. They like to be able to like have a very, very portable things like belongings. They should be able to like move around anywhere they wanted to go. So they're kind of like not they're as I suggested, they're trying to kind of like contribute some sort of like a token farm, so that so that the piece of or fractional part of thing is mine, and then it could be like some sort of a co-op or whatever.
Right.
Whenever I need to go, I can stay there, or I can just move around and rent the place, so that I can enjoy wherever I want to go or when I want to live. So yeah, that's kind of like a trend that I've been hearing and seeing as well. Yeah.
Yep. No. Absolutely. So that's the beautiful thing about like the network effect component of the technology and the tokenized communities that we'll be creating is that, you know, the possibilities are really unlimited. So anyway, I was just starting to put some of this markdown in place for this, and there's a lot more opportunity to put some more details in here. I'm going to go ahead and initial narrative MD file. So there's that. Nothing fancy, but just a little something. So that's something that, again, I think that we could work towards doing, and that's the narrative over here, like about identifying the problem, solution team, and the plan. So, and then the main thing that we need to do is put that in a manner of looking through the hardware lens for that, and then the other one, the software lens, and then that's something that can really break it up, because like the software component, one of the things, and I don't know if it'll make sense to kind of have it as a separate brand or not, because I think the opportunity here for TokenTown stands strong on its own, but the other dynamic or potential is solar tokens. I did register solartokens.org, and that's something else that could potentially think about as like some tools that we might need in place. Like on our Discord, we have the, let's see, we have the TokenTown, and not anything super fancy over here, but we've got the TokenTown, what is this called? The category and channel in Discord. And it might make sense to have an invite and like more of a landing page. I don't know what type of traction that we'll get off of our, what's it called? The Hero X team, but it did, whenever I was creating the team, go through and ask if wanted to have that open for people to find. So there might be some opportunity to get some organic traction natively. And that's kind of, we got some organic traction off of our Gitcoin hackathon. And just going back to Gitcoin, I mean, there might be an opportunity like Gitcoin just recently finished grant round 11. I don't know what the time frame is that grant round 12 is coming up, but that may be another opportunity. You know, the more that we can utilize contests and stuff like this to attract people into our community, come join the winning team. I'm going to try to do that as much as possible and encourage everybody to do that as well, because people have a huge desire to be on a winning team. And that's something that, again, we already have a strong track record of being the winning team. So just putting that out there for you all to think about as we're going through these working groups, and then just looking forward as contributors here on the core team. Because like one of the opportunities that I submitted for on that one that I was already talking about earlier, the what's it called? The crowdfunding, the pitch, product pitch. So that was only on the radar because Teresa created the card and brought that to the attention. So, you know, it's just like stuff I can't be everywhere. So if people are just constantly on the look and the prowl, it may not make sense. But you know, another opportunity coming up here too is America's Top Project. And this is something, Tyler, if you could kind of take an action item on this. We went to the Opportunity Zone Expo, and here is an opportunity to see what we need to do to submit on this, because the better that I do at like becoming a polished speaker and getting better at the pitch, the more likely that we're going to get free money to move this forward as well. And I will take all the free money all day long. So going back here to our execution strategy. So we're about halfway through today's working group. About the only thing that we've done from a tangible action is created the narrative page, and this is a very raw work in progress. But like, actually, I need to just put on here. I looked up their URL for Mosaic Housing, and I might as well put that on here while I'm got this page open. So does anybody have any ideas as far as like adding to the execution strategy? Is everybody thinking it's pretty solid so far for this first round? What are your all thoughts?
I looked at it this morning. I saw the page on the markdown page, and yeah, I mean, to me it looks good. Yeah, I think if we have to change something, we could always modify it, right? It's not as probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow. If we can come up with anything new that we could mod the existing data, then we should be fine. But as this, I'm looking at it, looks good to me. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to do one other thing here, and I don't know if we want to take time today, but like just starting to draft a letter of commitment or support. And one of the tools, this is a tools like we've been talking tools, we will continue to talk tools, and we should always like talk tools, because tools are something, even me as having a strong tech background, I have lots of experience with tools are constantly changing, and a lot of times using relevant tools can make the difference as far as improving your efficiency or ability to communicate. So one of the other things to go back to the NFT conversation, because I think that that's really the most important thing that we can execute on here in the near term. Like that I think can really make potentially a huge difference between like just like like having I think we've already got a really strong just like with the concept of what we're talking about doing here with TokenTown, next gen HOA governed by a DAO, the HOA Destroyer. I think that's really solid. But here is a first tweet that I've been drafting, and I need to just move this. I'm going to just move this forward here real quick. Let's see. Oh, clicking on the wrong thing because I've got this on a different workspace. So I'm going to change the workspace to REtoken. And just to make it easier. So over here, I moved that. Hopefully everybody's got access to the workspace. And here is the TokenTown DAO, the board that I made, and I might pull this off to its own workspace when we move forward with ramping up TokenTown DAO. And again, I would be quite okay as during tonight's working group, and with having almost an hour left, I thought about curbing this, but I'm thinking it might be better just to go ahead and fire up the wallet here and move that forward, unless you all wanted to focus on something else. But the more that can get done here in the working group. But let me go back to the first tweet, because that was really the one that was wanting to talk about. So here's kind of what I was drafting, and I don't know if I'm going to do a thread on this, but can 32 people plus 1 ETH each biddle an affordable housing solution in the next 8 days? Watch us do it. And I'm really wanting to get this tweet out here today, and this is on the let's see, it's the TokenTown DAO. Let's see, TokenTown. So super fresh Twitter, no followers yet, and no tweets yet. So that would be legitimately the first tweet here. Oh, yeah, let me send a link here to Amy. Where did that go, Vince? Is that you on, Amy, or are you still on Discord, or somebody else on?
I had to jump off and jump back in, so I don't know if you just saw me joining.
I wasn't sure. I saw Amy was trying to hop on here, so hopefully she'll be on in a moment. But going back to the first tweet, so that was kind of what I was thinking on the first tweet, just to set some expectation and see if, and then start passing that around. I've been having some conversations with some people, some crypto influencers here. Hey, Amy, welcome to the second half of the working group. Was just going through and talking about the first tweet possibility for TokenTown DAO. All right, so, and I don't know if you saw the page, Amy, but that was one of the things that was going through over here, the page that I made in GitHub for kind of keeping track of the project, this one right here. And this is an overview page just to kind of use as a landing page on GitHub, the open source community, and just kind of trying to organize everything and make it more clear for putting all the information in a easy to use page. So practicing my, go ahead,
hey,
Tyler.
Hey, Jason, sorry to interrupt you. What I was about to say before I had to hop off was, I was wondering if anybody in the community has any very basic web skills. Somebody had mentioned the other day they were super interested in TokenTown, and they Googled it, nothing came up. So I don't know if anybody has any interest in starting a basic TokenTown page that we can start adding to, so that we can start getting SEO and everything else.
Yeah, sometimes I get lost looking for the meeting.
Yeah, the best channel on that, Amy, is the events channel here on Discord. I would go there first, and I think I had it on the Trello card too. So I've been trying to do a pretty good job. And let me see over here. That was the roadmap. Let me go back to this. So I've been trying to keep everything updated here on the public board on Trello too, because I know that Discord can be a little overwhelming. So I did have this working group on Trello, and I'm going to have a real simple format on here for the rest of the working groups, and I'm going to try to get those all scheduled. But we'll probably, just to make it easier, is just to do these on Zoom, because I don't know what kind of participation that we're going to have on this. So a link to the RSVP event on Discord, a link to the Discord thread, and then a link to join the actual Zoom. And then the hopes are to use the Discord thread for any types of notes and kind of just do a mashup, wanting to try to do stuff here as far as like, so the other thing too, Amy, that we were talking about was the just the bullet points on the finalizing the submission package, because this is what we really need to be working towards over the next 8 days. And I think you mentioned, Amy, that we want to really target getting our submission on October the 4th. So that's kind of what we're working towards. And this is I think specifically for the hardware track, but the software track is very similar. And those rules are linked up here in the same GitHub page. And then also here earlier, we, let me refresh this because it's probably not even, we created this narrative. And the idea with the narrative is to, right here, narrative that answers this problem, solution, team, and plan. And that's kind of what wanting to work towards putting over here in this narrative page made on GitHub. So kind of the direction that we're using for organizing this right now. And yeah, we do have, Tyler, the opportunity, like the SEO, and I mean, yeah, the reason that it's not much stuff is that there's not much stuff on the internet about TokenTown. So like doing a hidden like TokenTown. So, and this is fabulous. Like right here, when you do the search one word together, Google only has 12,600 results. So like literally just created the Twitter account. We started doing some stuff on Twitter, and the opportunity to rank on this will be pretty easy. And then like we do have tokentown.net, and I don't know if we want to redirect that, make like a town.retoken.info and kind of have that be a landing page. I mean, that would be most ideal. And I don't know if it makes sense to really spend too much time. I would rather not, honestly. Here's my thoughts, everybody. Spend too much time thinking about like the marketing side for this initial submission. I think that that's more in the other stages like set and go. And keep in mind that this is architected from a contest standpoint to be very like preliminary proof of concept. I think that there's 20 opportunities to win this first round. So they're really wanting this to be like just more proof of concept to see if it's really a solid idea and if it's a worthwhile project, a well-formed team, and what the likelihood of this coming into reality. So what I would prefer is to spend our resources on working towards the submission requirements. And let me go back to that page here real quick.
Yeah, sorry to take us off on that rabbit hole. That was gonna be my next question was, can we start, I don't know if everybody has the Google Doc or if we can pull up those recs, and they've got some different things that they want, like the summary of the project and letters of support and all these things. So I don't know if we want to start getting people to sign up for those to start taking ownership of each part or collaborate.
Yeah, and yeah, that's great. And I do, I've got those items broken down. I don't know if you're able to see the screen share right now, but I do have those 6 items that are required here. The one question that I had, and this is, I think, an opportunity for getting some clarification between now and tomorrow's working group is the cover page content and the one summary PowerPoint slide. And I think that really like us just working towards creating a solid one pager to describe TokenTown. And I had Spider DAO up here, and let me see if they had a pretty solid one pager. Let me see if I can find it. Well, almost all their pages, almost like a one pager, honestly. But this is something they had in their assets, like right here at the bottom, one pager. So they created a really solid one pager PDF, and it's basically not too much different than their website, but just slightly different. So, and having something like that, I don't know if it needs to be this polished and fancy is necessary. That's not something I'm particularly gifted in, but you know, the more that we talk about what we need, and then some people, that's something that they're absolutely gifted in. So, you know, and that's the opportunity going back over here is like, you know, creating tasks to earn REtoken. Like one of the things that added here was during this working group, Amy, was research NFT crowdfunding vehicles. And like the thoughts on that is that we're one of the execution strategy, and it's pretty close to the top over here, is the create TokenTown NFT launch party. And really what envisioning on that is we're wanting to have a pretty simple dynamic. 1 Ethereum, we're going to cap the first round at 32. And the reason for that is 32 Ethereum is what is required to be a node validator, where you can start, you know, just participating actively in Ethereum version 2 infrastructure architecture to start getting yield on that Ethereum. And then it's more of a shows that there are people within the crypto community that are interested in supporting this project enough that they'll throw in 1 Ethereum and say, hey, this is a solid project. I would like to be a founding citizen in the TokenTown DAO. And the idea also with that NFT is to create a hybrid governance mechanism. Everybody that is on here right now is currently a REtoken holder. Real quick, if you haven't voted, we do have some open votes on Snapshot that need some votes. So just do that if you haven't done that yet. But one of the things also spoke about earlier is that have an opportunity, and that's something that if we don't do it here during the working group, it's something that I'll take as an action item, because one of the things, I don't even have a wallet yet for TokenTown DAO Colorado. So that's kind of like a preliminary step, is to set up an initial wallet. And then the idea is to also create a token, as we have REtoken, also create a TokenTown Colorado governance token. And the plan is for people that are actively participating in these TokenTown working groups that we will be rewarding not only REtoken DAO, but also TokenTown DAO Governance, because there will be opportunities as this continues to evolve, that there will be probably conversations just for the TokenTown DAO that aren't necessarily related to REtoken DAO, but wanted to give people the opportunity that are participating right now that may want to continue to participate and might not want to ante up 1 Ethereum, that this is a way, and wanting to have that hybrid governance where people that are willing to put some skin in the game have a little bit higher voting power, because the idea is that they're hopefully going to be people that'll be either developing the parcel or living in the developed parcel in the TokenTown, the next gen HOA. So any questions so far?
I think with the hardware track, and correct me if I'm wrong, I know our mind is set on TokenTown, but it has to have that, how should I say this? If we're solving a problem, it should be solar related in order for them to even look at our project.
Yeah, the idea, Amy, is to build affordable housing that is solar powered, and then the entire community will be a microgrid. And I expect that the entire community will be net positive energy from the solar, and then we'll utilize that additional energy to power crypto mining operations distributed within TokenTown.
Hey, Amy, the other thing to add on to that is part of the problem we're solving is creating a demand for solar. So Colorado, or at least Denver, has 300 days of sunshine a year. We actually have more sunshine here than Miami Beach. And still, there's a whole lot of people that are looking at solar like, nah, power's not that expensive. Not really sure why I need it. Don't use that much power. All of a sudden, if we could create more demand for solar, that's going to be one part of our unique angle, is that we are creating an increased use for power that we're going to be generating through solar. So we're going to increase the demand for solar at the same time we increase the need for the power.
Yeah, and
I think more than the demand for solar is to gain that sustainability and using the resources, the natural resources, instead of using the old coal kind of powered electricity. So it's just that when we come together and try to put this problem solution and whatnot on that, what is that, the narrative, it has to be, I know our goal is to have this HOA kind of thing, but just center it on solar. That way we are building a town, with microgrid using solar. It's a whole town. It's not just one house. So I guess that should be what our take for that. And are we going to build from the ground up, or are we buying houses in the block?
No,
To create the town.
the goal, Amy, is to find an undeveloped parcel and do new construction and as many like American-made solar projects that we can find. Like, you know, it doesn't just have to be a solar like panels or solar roof, but that's really the unique opportunity, is that to potentially blend some of these next gen solar thermal or whatever type of bleeding technologies to, you know, again, make this community be as not only independent but be net positive energy, even and then use some of that net energy, extra energy to, and that's kind of what I summarized here that I've got on the screen share right now. This is the summary for both the hardware and the software track. TokenTown is a solution for the global affordable housing crisis, a next-gen HOA governed by a DAO. It will be capitalized using security tokens and primarily include net positive energy housing using American-made solar products. The extra energy generated will be utilized for powering crypto mining operations. So I'm very confident that we'll be able to break this down in a manner that will be able to submit confidently on the hardware track and then also on the software track.
One other thing is that we are hoping to find a parcel in an opportunity zone, which is every governor identified either very urban or very rural areas that were run down and or undeveloped, and they're places they're trying to incent economic opportunities into. So that's one other thing of saying, if we can make this a win-win of saying we're going to create solar and we're going to create affordable housing in a neighborhood where you're trying to develop anyway. That's one more thing that we're hoping is very attractive about this proposal, to say it's not just solar, it's not just solar in a wealthy area, it's solar in a area that needs development.
I think that's a great idea, Tyler. I think we're leaning towards opportunity zones anyway, even from the very beginning.
Absolutely, it's with the extra incentives, and that's one of the things that gonna kind of break down here in some manner. I don't know what that's gonna look like right now, and that's something that I'm gonna try to figure out as far as breaking down some of these opportunities. Because like, I think that one of the opportunities that we already have OZ Fund DAO, which is functionally sitting on the shelf, and the opportunity to get that opportunity zone fund capitalized through this like grant money, so that we can have just one more piece of the capital stack internally, so that instead of potentially having to go through somebody else's opportunity fund, then that would be a means. Because one of the opportunities that we have also within our security tokens is to have an impact investing component. I don't want to derail the conversation with that, but that's just kind of putting that out there. So like Namaste Solar is one of the leading solar providers here in Colorado, and that's one of the, you know, opportunity, and I'll just bring over their tab right here. So they're one of the leading providers. So like, you know, partnering with them will reduce, and it should be super easy for us to get like a letter of support or a letter of commitment from a company like this that would be, you know, financially incentivized for, you know, being a solutions partner. Now, whether it makes sense to use them or other people, you know, they're the way that I understand it is that they largely act as a consulting company. And just looking here, I mean, they're a certified B Corp based here in Colorado. For those that don't know, certified B Corp is a marketing label functionally on a triple win corporation, public benefit corporation. They have to, in their founding articles of organization or bylaws, have to look at the triple win dynamic in order to even receive the certified B Corp label. So this would be like one of the companies that should have some conversations with. That's something that Tyler and I, being based here in Denver, can own that point of contact. And we have, like Tyler was saying, we have a lot of opportunity here in Colorado with the sun, and that's again, like I wasn't expecting to have this conversation with somebody at the Digital Assets and Securities Conference, but you know, like when I was having conversations there with people about TokenTown and kind of gauging their thoughts, and one of the people that I met, they're like, yeah, I don't really think that solar is viable. I don't really think that it's worth the initial investment. And I was like, really? So that, I think, is also a unique opportunity that we have, is to just be completely transparent with this neighborhood, this next gen HOA that we're creating, you know, because some solar situations may be better than others. Like, you know, there might be 3 or 4 companies that we utilize for solar technology in here, and the opportunity with building a whole neighborhood is that we can, you know, largely these houses will be constructed at the same time in the same geographic area. So the opportunity to really see over time who's got better technology and what technology solution is a better solution, that could be invaluable for some of these solution or some of these solar providers to have, just as far as them deploying their technology within TokenTown.
I think the best thing to do when that time comes is to open it up for a bid.
Yeah, and
That way.
I will look to you, Amy, on some guidance on your thoughts on that. And that's one of the things that, you know, the more conversations that we have, the more, you know, that our project gets momentum. Like, and real quick here, I want to, and I saw that you hopped on this card, but this is a unique opportunity that we have. And I can't remember exactly how some of this stuff started showing up on my radar. I think I was looking at the AmericanMadeChallenges.org. Like here was the profile that I created for myself. And then like, I can't remember if it was under network or just over here, but there was some opportunities like, let's see, where was it at? I don't know if there was some opportunities. I can't even remember. Like that was one of the things, like, and there's connectors, like there's actually financial incentives, but this showed up on the radar. So I actually have her, and this is on Friday, and I'm going to create an event for that coming up at Friday at 2:00. But this is one of the connectors, ADL Ventures, and I did get a time reserved, and this might provide some unique opportunity to get some guidance from somebody that is probably getting compensated to provide people like us guidance for this project. And that's this card right here, the office hours. So, and I was just trying to provide a little backstory here for myself for a frame of reference. And like I said, I'm going to be creating an event for this. And I'll make sure to add you, Amy. And if this is something that you're interested in participating, like I said, I'm going to create an event and try to get the people that are interested. I would be surprised if, I'm expecting this to also be facilitated via Zoom. So that's another opportunity for participation here this week.
I think I
that
signed up on that one already. I read that. I remember that on Friday. I think I signed up for that.
Yeah, I've got you on the card, Amy, and I'll make sure that get you the Zoom via email so that you can have that on your calendar. I think that was something that I did via Calendly or whatever type of deal, and I didn't know, so I just put Tyler and myself, and I'll make sure to update that. And if there's other people on here that want to be added to that, let me know. That's 2 Eastern on Friday. I'll create an internal event, but that'll be, like I said, a unique opportunity to, you know, ask her some questions. And we're going to be pretty busy between now and Friday, really finalizing some stuff. Like one of the things that I'm really hoping, and to circle back to this right here, the NFT crowdfunding vehicles. And I'm gonna just add here real quick that link that I put in the Discord chat or over here. Example of NFT crowdfunding article. Just examples. So this is, I think, our biggest opportunity. If we can really, that'll add a lot of weight, in my opinion, as far as the demand, especially from the crypto community, is to get this launched well. And then, like, one of the other things that I was showing was the what was it, the first tweet. Like, that's something that I'm wanting to get out here today, the first tweet for that, and just kind of put some stuff forward on that as well. So let's see, I'm going to just save this here real quick, because I added the Namaste Solar. So again, the pretty preliminary, going back to the project page here on GitHub on the execution strategy. So the other thing too, and this is something that, you know, I'll try to find some draft letters or commitment or support. This isn't even really a requirement. This is optional, the letters of support, commitment or support. But the more that we can do to, you know, show that this is something that we're serious about and not just like some pie in the sky deal. And to be very clear, that regardless of what happens with this contest, this is something that Tyler and I are committed to. This is something that we were working on prior to REtoken DAO even being founded. And this is something that we want to see, because this is really, TokenTown is functionally going to be the vehicle for the crypto house proof of concept, the EV co-op. Like, I can't remember if I've told everybody, I'm going to tell everybody again. I've had the domain ev.coop for over a couple of years. So really, the opportunity that we have here within TokenTown is to provide home ownership reimagined, car ownership reimagined, and, you know, and to do it in a way that makes it easier for people to have access, and most importantly, reduce their cost of housing or their cost of transportation, and, you know, hopefully ultimately improve their quality of life. So does anybody know anybody that's extremely gifted at the one-pager creation stuff? Like the, and again, cover page, I don't know exactly what they're looking for between these two.
I just have a suggestion. When submitting a government application, stick to what they ask for. Anything extra, they really don't care. So if we fine tune on what they're asking for and make that really a good one, then your probability of getting it looked at and go over is better. So if whatever you listed here is what they asked for, then yeah, let's go for it. Anything else is just fluff for them. They don't ask for it, they don't want it.
Yeah, and to be clear on that, I absolutely understand what you're saying. And like, my expectation is that the one summary PowerPoint is functionally the same difference as a one pager. And the opportunity for us, because it's not just whatever we're creating here isn't only going to be used for this. This is also the same materials that I'm expecting that we will be utilizing for pitching to opportunity funds and other dynamics. Like, and I can't remember if you were on the call, and I want to circle back to that since you're on right now, Amy. One of the opportunities that we have coming up here is, there's actually two. This is one that I registered for earlier, is the and it's coming up on the 5th and the 6th, and I put that over here on the virtual crowdfunding conference. And I think that that's on the Trello board over here too, right here, the virtual crowdfunding conference. I don't have the one on here for Crowd Create. I need to put that one on here. And I'm going to bring that over here into the screen share right now. This one's literally tomorrow. So the crypto.com, and this is right here, the event for that. And that's something that Tyler and I are planning on getting the ticket, and it's the paid one, because I'm wanting the recordings, but then also I'm wanting the access to all these other things. And the other reason too, this is one of the reasons that I like opening up our wallet for stuff like this whale VIP pass. That's definitely something that I could see us creating something similar for over here for our own virtual summit that we've got on our roadmap for Q1 2022, is some very, very similar dynamic to this, a free general admission where people can participate real time on the day of the event. But then if they want the recording or some other stuff, they need to open up their wallet, and that I believe will also be a revenue generating opportunity for us to put together a solid virtual summit on the topic of real estate tokenization. So that's an immediate opportunity for people to participate in. I'll get after here, well, I'll just do it real quick here. Where did that go? Crowd create. And that's another free event, virtual summit. And that's, what is that? Tuesday, 28 September 2021. And here's the details. And I'll let everybody know, I'm planning on participating in that tomorrow myself. And like I said, looking at doing the expensive the whale VIP pass, I guess is what they call that. So, and again, looking at that through a couple lenses, wanting to do a similar type of value ladder, and then for our virtual summit, but then also hoping that the investor and founder brainstorming networking events that will provide some additional access. So, and one of the things this came apparent, like I've been on their mailing list and they were asking for people to speak, and it looks like that they actually monetize from a speaker standpoint. It sounds like that they charge people to speak as well. So that might be something that we consider if we need some additional exposure to REtoken or TokenTown. I'm hoping to get most of this momentum organically, but just looking at some of the possibilities that are available. So going back to the execution strategy here real quick on here. So right now we've got our next working group. I wanted
Jason,
to, yes. Yeah, go ahead, Dax.
I'm just thinking of, I was thinking of if you go back to the action, the package, sorry, down, further down, the solution package. One thing that I could think of, again, I'm not 100% sure, the difference between item number 2 and 4 would be, one is like a kind of like a brochure to kind of like give out, like a quick view of, what it is, and, just a overall thing. That's what I'm kind of thinking, number 4. But 2 would be like a more elaborated and just for just an internal or purposes. It's not like you don't have to I would say like a detailed version. Another one is like a summary version. If you can think of that way, that's what I'm thinking. But you were right.
Yeah, and
based on what I'm looking at, it's pretty much the same thing.
Now that you're talking about this, what I'm thinking that this might be, Dax, is kind of like a formal like cover page that kind of puts a nice little bow tie on all of these other items. Like, okay, so in the cover page, here's where you find our 90-second video. Here's where the narrative's at. Here's the one. So I think all of these would be summarized in a well-structured, easy to you know, like some type of like official letter and say, okay, you know, here's our 90-second video, the link to our video on YouTube, for example, and here's our summary power. That's kind of what I'm thinking that it is. And I don't know, Tyler was looking, and my expectations that should be somewhere in here. And I think a lot of these, like when it says public, my expectations is that we should be able to potentially see previous rounds. I mean, remember, we're in round 5 on this solar prize dynamic. So this isn't the first round, this is round 5. So we should be able to potentially see some of these other people's submissions for these elements. Now, I don't know how easy it would be to find that, and I'm just talking out loud here, but I think the cover page content is kind of like the piece of content that kind of brings in the other submission elements in an easy to digest manner.
I was looking at the winning submissions from previous rounds the other day, just getting ready for this call, and the videos are all public. There's basically everything that says it's going to be public in ours is public in theirs. So if you just Google American Solar Prize winner round 1, round 2, round 3, whatever, all their public stuff is there on the page. So we're just really encourage you guys to check it out. The videos are pretty quick, just a couple minutes, and everything that they have, so we can kind of get a feel for what has won in the past. And I mean, obviously not anything that their technology is pretty different, but each round around is different. So, but
yeah,
I think
and to incentivize that, if somebody wanted to kind of do a mashup on that, I mean, I would even throw in a task for like 25 retokens if somebody wants to take an initiative to kind of summarize the previous 4 rounds in a manner that would be easier for us to consume. Because I already mentioned I'm probably going to be spending most of my time tomorrow at this Crowd Create virtual summit, and seeing what that looks like, trying to potentially connect and or shill out our project. So going to be doing some virtual networking. So I'm gonna just throw this in here. Summarize previous American made solar prize winners rounds 1 to 4.
I'll do that research.
Okay, I'm gonna just assign it to you here, Amy. Thank you. Let's see, members, Amy, and I'll just make a comment. Amy volunteered.
Is this ready for tomorrow evening's meeting? Is that how fast you need it?
Ideally, and you know, if you want that to be a work in progress, I would be quite okay.
No,
you know,
I think it's better. I just need to know the deadline.
I mean, yeah, if you could have it by tomorrow, that would be fabulous.
Yeah.
But
I'm a crammer, so I need a deadline.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Amy. And I'll put a start date here, and then we'll put I think, what do we got tomorrow? I'll put 6 p.m. Is that when I have, or is it 5? I'll put 5. And remind, we'll do a 2-hour reminder. Okay. All right, thanks, Amy, for that one. And again, like part of the exercise in this too is if you see an opportunity to do something that you would like you know, this is the benefit of having this tokenized community that we're running here. Is that's the whole point of the tokens, is to incentivize productive work to be done and put a worthwhile reward on that. And you know, Amy, if you're like, man, this research took more time, and again, what we're kind of operating on right now is that 1 hour is approximately 25 retokens worth. And if you're like, oh man, that took like 3 hours of time, I'd be like, man, you're so amazing, Amy. Here's 75 retokens for you.
I will gladly accept it.
All right. So, all right, going back to the and the cool thing is too, like, I'm kind of wanting to do, like, you can see this here, related Trello cards. So that's another opportunity, you know, to add some related Trello cards, and then just, you know, make this kind of like a nice focal point of organizing all the stuff here on this one GitHub page. So, and the biggest one is the TokenTown NFT launch party. I'm gonna, I was already talking about the Mirror XYZ. That's gonna be something continually trying to get so that we can add some additional exposure, because they have some really great opportunities and have a strong track record of getting crowdfunded projects via their platform. And I may even change my verbiage on my submission for the right race to make it more geared towards TokenTown, since this TokenTown is a new project that's coalescing around. And anyway, what else do you think that we need besides some of the takeaways between now and tomorrow? I mean, we've got, and this is something that I'd like everybody to start thinking about, you know, potential solutions partners, the more that we can start reaching out to people. And let me see if I can find.
Homicide detectives say they believe someone tried to carjack and rob here. No, isn't.
So I was, so I'm gonna bring this open here. So this was an email that I sent to Dealbox, and I don't even know if I have Dealbox on this list right now. I don't think I do. So this was an email that I sent to Dealbox. Dealbox is, I think it's dlbx.io. So Dealbox is a front-end type of user experience for investor onboarding. One of the things that really caught my eye is that a lady that Tyler and I met at the Liberty EDU, 300 CEOs networking the nations, was the her name was Noreen, and she's currently working on bringing a regulation crowdfunding offering to market via and she's actually using Dealbox for them. And I asked her what her experience was with them, and she had a very positive experience and was looking to utilize them for another offering. So, you know, and this would of course come in on the software side, and I'm going to actually just add them to this list right now. And I don't even know where would be a good place to put this. I'm going to put user experience, UX, UI. I'm going to put Dealbox. So the more that we can have conversations here, and where I was going with that was, here was the email that I sent to their CEO, and just leveraging the opportunity. I'll also have his cell phone. So it sounded like he was on vacation this week, but was hoping to catch up and move the conversation forward. And my expectation is that conversations like this are going to take time, but the like one of the opportunities, like John, the CEO of Dealbox, he went to see you at Boulder, you know, so he's got a place in his heart that's near and dear to him, Colorado. And Colorado has a really strong crypto community as well. So really expecting to take advantage of the proximity that we all have here in the strong crypto community that we have here in Colorado to move this forward as well. So, and I don't completely understand how like Dealbox, like how that they kind of play, but my expectation is that they, you know, and this is kind of just a decent infographic that kind of explains it a little bit. But at the end of the day, we don't need to be a software company. We just need to put together, like, I think the opportunity to have a white labeled solution for Dealbox where it looks like a REtoken experience top to bottom. You know, that's the opportunity that exists for us, is to bring these technology players and just piece everything together to make it be a seamless experience. And then we work on the community aspect and, you know, getting the excitement and creating innovative what do you call it, projects like this that kind of brings everything together in a manner that other people haven't thought of. Like one of the things was at the Digital Assets and Securities. That was the second conference that I was at in 2 weeks in Austin. 2 weeks prior to that was at the Blockchain Real Estate Summit. And one of the things that I noticed was that there was never anybody that spoke about the value proposition to the person putting the deal together. They were always talking about the benefits of the utility of the security tokens or the digital assets. Now, the big value proposition for the real estate people that put these digital assets or these security token deals together is that they have the opportunity through the smart contracts that will be associated with the security tokens, instead of just being compensated on a transaction being done, going to the next deal, getting compensated on another deal. They have the opportunity through these smart contracts to get compensated every time that that security token exchanges hands. And that's one of the things that artists really saw and realized here in 2021 with the NFT craze, is that as digital artists, they can be compensated through their smart contract anytime that that NFT gets exchanged. And that's really the big opportunity for us, REtoken, the real estate DAO, to tell to people that are in real estate, people that are involved in real estate, or people like myself that see the opportunity. Like when we think of crypto market cap, 2 trillion, real estate market cap, 280 trillion. So anyway, going back to the narrative here, just going to finish putting this in and add this little deal box. So I saw a couple other people hopped on. We were just finishing winding up here real quick, and wanted to see, we're going to have, this is the first TokenTown by REtoken DAO Working Group, putting together our strategy for winning the American-made solar prize on the hardware and the software track. And this is the first of a handful of working groups that will be jamming out here in the next 8 days in anticipation of submitting winning entries for the American-made solar prize. So wanted to open up to any thoughts, anything that we haven't already spoken about that we need to work on between now and tomorrow. I'm gonna, after concluding here, I'm gonna get this one on the calendar so that everybody can RSVP, and then taking a break on Wednesday. But we're gonna have our community call on Wednesday at 7 o'clock Eastern time. And that's something, you know, it'll just kind of be recapping here what we're working on as far as the TokenTown working groups, and then just normal DAO business. We've got to kind of change gears a little bit. We've got 3 proposals. Anybody that's a REtoken token holder, make sure that you get your vote in. And I scheduled the closure on these to be right after our community call. That way, if there's anybody that hasn't voted on them during the community call, and this will be fun. This Gnosis Safe, that's an opportunity that we have to implement some best practices within treasury management as we're moving more towards a decentralized autonomy within what we are creating here within REtoken DAO. So I'm going to stop talking and open it up to some other people here for some final thoughts. Wanting to be respectful. We've been on the Zoom for almost 2 hours now. I do have this recorded. I'm going to upload it to YouTube, and that's one of the things that really expecting and looking forward to. I really think that once we put TokenTown online and build this next gen HOA, calling it the HOA Destroyer, that this could be one of the most epic crowdfunding stories of all time. So I saw a few people that hopped in here at the last minute. Did anybody want to introduce themselves? And one of the things that'll be very important here too, in order to receive the REtoken for participating in these working groups, make sure that you get signed up for the hardware and the software track on the HeroX. Join the HeroX project teams. This is linked in the GitHub overview. I've got that linked on the Discord. This is kind of the main page that we'll be utilizing for organizing the efforts throughout this project. I'm going to add a few more details here later tonight in the working groups section. Also created this narrative. This is going to be kind of a work in progress for working towards the submission package over here for finalizing our submission. So super excited. I think that we're in the right track and super excited about TokenTown as far as a project that can be the HOA Destroyer.
Hey, Jason, it just came upon me. Maybe we can name our project the first solar token town in the US.
Yeah, we can name it whatever we want. Like one of the things that I'm hoping, and it'll be interesting to see, like wanting to give the kind of the naming rights for the token town to the 32 founding citizens in the DAO. The token town right now is just more of a project code name that using, and whether they decide to do that, but that's one of the hopes that I have, that everybody in the founding citizen of the TokenTown DAO Colorado, because wanting to create a framework with TokenTown DAO that, and that's one of the things that Dax asked about earlier, is the, what the scale implications will be for TokenTown. And that's one of the things that I was really encouraging, is that this isn't just something that we're wanting to deploy in Colorado, but we're wanting to really create a blueprint and architecture that we can build this out and scale it on a global basis. Now, the dynamics might look very different in some international country compared to what they look like here in the US. So does anybody have any final thoughts before we do a wrap on this one? And like I said, I'm going to be getting the next working group scheduled here for tomorrow. Going to be slightly a later time, but wanted to make that for people that might not have been available earlier, and just kind of mixing up the times a little bit. We'll have a couple working groups this weekend as well. And again, trying to get this all so that we can be finalized for our submission package for both the hardware and the software track for next, what is that? Monday is the 4th, and really hoping to get all of the items finalized so we can be ready for submission on October 4th on Monday. All righty, well, thanks everybody for hanging out tonight, and we'll be back slightly different channel, but same format. It'll be Zoom that we will be recording and uploading for replay if anybody wants to watch it. It's not really designed for replay, but one of the other things that, and this is just to kind of plant some seeds here, whether that happens or not, but I think one of the opportunities is to potentially invite our solution partners into the working group here, so that they can talk about how they would be a solid fit in TokenTown. So just kind of putting that out there, as you all may have some solution partners that would fit into this TokenTown, Next Gen HOA, the HOA Destroyer. We're really focused on bringing American-made solar innovation into TokenTown so that we create a net positive energy community that will be utilizing the extra energy generated from the American solar to power Bitcoin crypto mining operations. That at the end of the day, the goal is to make housing more affordable for the inhabitants of TokenTown.
I think what we could do is put together the vendors that we need and sort them out. Find.
I agree, and that's kind of what wanting to start summarizing here on this narrative page is just start seeing some possible ones, and you know, like that's where the ones that we're bringing forward, I'm going to drive those conversations, and you know, the more that we can collaborate on who's who, and you know, have the conversations with the goal of working towards obtaining, because the great thing about a project like this, especially with the scale that we're doing, you know, where we're looking to potentially build 20 to 50 plus houses in a neighborhood, we have an opportunity to have multiple solution partners in place. I mean, we don't have to just choose one solar provider. We could have a handful of American-made solar providers, you know, and whether that's solar panels, solar roof, solar thermal, you know, I don't know all of the possibilities that exist, but that's what we should be thinking about. And we don't have to stop thinking about it here, even when we get our deadline submitted. This is the ready is literally like the first stage. It's ready, set, and go. And assuming we win ready, then you know, there'll be more opportunities to continue these conversations. And then not only that, but my expectation is that people will start coming to us, because then we'll be on the radar for moving to the next step. And once the word gets out of what we're creating here, you know, it could be pretty exciting. I'm super excited about TokenTown.
I think on top of my head, there's already 2 Bitcoin miner that I know that's in Clubhouse that I've talked to, because I was trying to pair that with our solar project also. So yeah,
Nice.
We need to source those people out.
Absolutely. And you know, there's anything that we can do to work that together would be great. So does anybody else want to chime in with some final thoughts here before we wrap this up?
的脑袋上套了一个布袋，上面写着认真上班，然后把这个布袋歘撕下来之后，上面写俩字摸鱼。摸鱼到重庆是最近摸鱼到国庆，怎么暴露了我暴露了
I see Lance has a mic open.
就是这个摸鱼到国庆是很多人的一个心态，但实际上呢，我们的这个生理性。
All right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. This is the first TokenTown Working Group. We're going to be scheduling the one for tomorrow at 7. Looking forward to some of the research that you pulled together here, Amy, on the previous American-made Solar Prize winners, and make sure that everybody take a look at the opportunities to earn some additional REtoken. We've got some tasks here. One of the ones that I'll probably be doing myself is research NFT crowdfunding vehicles, and I don't know if I'll have time to, but I would like to, but that's something that personally interested in. Either way, I'll be contributing some on that. I don't know how much time I'll have between now and tomorrow, but thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. This is Yonks with REtoken DAO, bringing to you TokenTown. We are gonna win the American-made Solar Prize on the hardware and the software track, and looking forward to, got a lot of work ahead for us, but the opportunity to bring disruption to the HOA model. The general consensus on the street is nobody loves their HOA, so the opportunity for us to destroy that HOA model, but more importantly, really, you know, the global affordable housing is definitely a crisis, and the opportunity to leverage like some manufacturing processes like what we were looking at a little bit earlier with Mosaic Housing. We really have a lot of opportunity here. So looking forward to what we work together on here as a team. A few minutes over the hour already. So thank you everybody, and you all have a great night.
Good night.
Thank you all.